Today we're going to look at 10 things that your children do that don't feel right, but you're not really sure how to evidence them. So number one is your child comes back from contact and they don't want to speak to you. They'll hide away or they'll just be very quiet. You can't explain why. Nothing's changed since you dropped them off where they were very loving. There's been nothing that's happened in between times other than them being with the other parent. So this is a way that you can evidence it, is that evidence it as emotional withdrawal. And we build up a pattern of concerning behaviours that can be attributed to harm, them experiencing harm. So that's number one. Number two is they start to repeat phrases that almost feel like they've been rehearsed. They're not quite in the right language in terms of the words that they're using, but also the way it's said doesn't feel theirs. It doesn't feel authentically theirs. And this we could identify as being narrative seeding. The other party is looking to influence the child by planting a seed with them about what's going on. And this is involving them in adult issues. Number three, they ask strange questions about court, money, something you might have said in the past. And this is all designed to help the other parent information harvest. They are gathering information. What it really is, in terms of how you evidence it, is involving them in adult issues, involving the child in adult issues by using them as a spy, really, getting them to gather information. Number four is they tell you that they have to keep secrets. There are things that they can't tell you that happen in the other house. This to me is one of the biggest red flags of harm, because any secrets within families can be used as weapons, because as soon as there's a secret between two parties, it automatically excludes someone and it gives you control over the person that you're holding the secret with. And so that on its own is the pattern, is secret keeping or being asked to keep secrets. Number five, they seem fine. You're getting reports back from the other parent that contact's going great, but as soon as they get home, they're just falling apart. And you talk about that, you raise that, but you get labelled as the problem. It's not happening here, so it must be your fault. It must be that there's something wrong with them at your house. And this is, it might be both emotional withdrawal, but it's also mainly about undermining your authority as a parent by labelling you as the problem. It can also really be neglect as well. And what often happens is children struggle to emotionally express themselves with the other parent. So they're very compliant. They are the good boy or good girl child because they know that the other parent can't deal with their emotions. They've learned very quickly that if they express any emotions, then it either gets ignored or the other parent gets angry at them. They don't get their needs met when they express emotions, so they can shut down. So we can put this under lack of emotional warmth, for example. Number six, they say things about you that you just know they haven't come up with themselves. So this might be in the other parent's language, but it might not. It might be in child-focused language, but it contradicts your relationship with them and contradicts the way they normally speak about you. And again, this can be narrative seeding. It can also be part of this chain that leads into alienation, because they're involving a child into something that essentially aligns them with them and pushes you out. So they are giving them information that they shouldn't have, designed to push you out, to paint you as the bad parent, which they can then manipulate later on. Number seven, is they go quiet. So if you ask anything about how they got on in the other house, obviously you're not digging too much, you just said, "Did you have a nice time?" They'll just go really shy, really withdrawn, or they're careful. They're really thinking, what can I say? And this is because they've been told, or certainly either, overtly what they can and can't say, that you've got to keep things secret, or it's very covert of they've learned that if the other parent has found out that you've told them or anyone else something, so maybe a teacher, you told something to a teacher and the teacher has a word with them, the child has learned that it's not safe to share with anyone anything that might be going on, because it always gets back to that parent. So that it will take some careful parenting to help the child to open up, but it can be either that the parent has instructed them, don't tell them anything about what you did here, or it could be that they've learnt not to share what's gone on at the other house, because it gets back to the other parent and then they get in trouble. So number 8 is they might start using adult words and adult phrases to describe you, the relationship, or, core, or anything else. If they're coming home and they're exposed to things that are beyond their what's age appropriate for them, then this is adult exposure. So it might be language, but it might be that they're watching films that are, if they're 5 and they're watching a 12 and they're watching it on their own, or they're watching saucy videos like dance videos that are not appropriate as well. Again, you've got to build this up because it's got to be part of a pattern, but it's showing that it's this exposure to adult content, adult issues, and adult themes that is beyond what is age appropriate for them. So they're unable to understand what is appropriate for the child. Number 9 is they might just seem torn between wanting cuddles with you and loving feeling close to you and being, their usual self, or maybe even a little bit needy. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I remember I'm not meant to do that. They'll pull away from you. They'll get angry at you and be cold and distant. And this is part of the loyalty conflict that they are being pulled into. They're being asked to almost choose between parents by the other parent, and so they'll feel what they naturally want to do with you is, I want to be close to you, I want to hug you, I need you to help regulate me. But then the other part of them will remember, oh, but my other parent won't like that. And so they're bouncing between that, trying to organize how to be around you, and it's so disruptive for their attachment system, which is a building block of safety for them. And number 10 is that they're slowly becoming someone that you might not recognize anymore. They are changing before your eyes. They've gone from being this happy, bubbly child to being someone who is becoming more and more like your ex. So maybe they don't want to play an instrument anymore. Maybe they don't want to go to an activity that they used to love. Maybe they don't want to do things in the house that used to make them laugh. And this is all, it's a kind of protective mechanism, which we all can do sometimes, is when we think we're losing something, we can push them away. And this is part of what they're being drawn into, is this shifting reality and this fear of loss. Now, they can't obviously talk about that, but you can show through your evidence that this is happening. So if you recognize all of these, click the link in my bio and go to the free tools and take a look at is your child experiencing coercive control? Have a look and work your way through that and recognize how you can start to map out these behaviors. It's a totally free tool. If you found this useful, drop me a comment. Let me know which ones are you recognizing. Don't forget to like it. It really does help to share and improve the algorithm. And yeah, thank you for watching.